Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager with the Phoenix Knights racing team. In the last session, Sirikov had a decent race in Japan. He finished in 8th place, and we are now at race weekend here in China for the Beijing GP. Alright, so I've decided that going forward in this season, I'm not going to do all of the pre-race stuff on camera, unless there's a particularly important event like a vote for a rule change next year or something like that. And the reason being is that we just, this is the 4th season now, and unless you are completely new to the game and just stumbling across these later videos, then you should know the process that we go through pre-race, such as developing the reliability of the car, the performance, and occasionally putting new parts on that we've designed. So as long as I tell you about them at the start of each race, you shouldn't really have to see me doing that. I know some people do like to see me go through the process, but for me, I have to do it off camera, just take a bit of time. Don't have to feel like I'm rushing it, and then I can just give you a quick rundown as to what has happened, and I think that works quite well for me now going forwards. That's why I've done that for the past race, and I propose to do it going forward. But before the next race, I think there is actually a GMA vote, so actually the pre-race stuff for the next session will actually probably just be done all on camera to take into account the actual the vote there. So anyway, I will take you through what went on before the start of this race weekend. You can see that our happiness with the chairman has dropped a little bit. Yes, because we went cap in hand. We've got loads of money in the bank, but this is all going to be whittled away through the course of the season, and we need to ensure that we have as much money coming in as possible. So we asked the chairman for a bit of a cash boost. He gave us a couple of million, and the reason why we asked him for a cash boost is because we had a plan, and that plan was to construct a new building for the headquarters. We're looking for a replacement driver for Sundin. Well, I don't know if she's retiring at the end of the season, but she's certainly been kicked out at the very least. Gracefully, of course. So, yeah, we need to try and replace her. And the best opportunity for us to do that is by utilising as much of our facilities as possible. Our current scouting facility was only level 2 or 3. So we have put the chairman's cash injection towards a new scouting upgrade, which will allow us to scout as many drivers as possible, and it will unlock a new tier of drivers. So that's why we're now doing that. It only costs 6.5 million, so with the chairman's cash boost, together with any future sponsorships after the next race, because we've got 3 that will be up for renewal, that should cover the cost of that building. So it's not really to our detriment financially. So that's the first thing that we did. The second thing that we did was in relation to the car. We managed to design and finish building a second engine that we're going to use for this season. So now we have 2 engines to use for this season. And now the next 2 engines that we build will be illegal, and they will be going towards next season. So these 2 engines that we have fit to the car now, they will run us through to the end of this season. So let's take a look at them, shall we? In Beijing, it's top speed, it's acceleration, it's deceleration, it's engine, gearbox and brakes. So that's what we did in terms of the reliability, but we actually focused specifically on the reliability of our engines. And as you can see, after some hard, diligent work by the staff, we've got them up to 96 and 98%. As good as you can get them, nearly. And the benefit of doing this is we can absolutely hammer the weight stripping on a crucial part for the next race. Not only that, but of course we're also using a better engine than we did at the start of the season. So, well, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that fares in the next race in China. All the other parts are pretty decent. We're going to weight strip the front wing in the next race. We're going to weight strip the engine. We're going to also weight strip the gearbox. Everything else will be left as it is. So that's the car. In fact, I don't think I've shown you the parts this season yet that we have fitted to the cars, but I've spread them out kind of evenly, giving Sirikov the better engine but Sundin the better gearbox, giving Sundin the better front wing, but giving Surikov the better rear. So we're just kind of spreading it out. So it's kind of 50-50. But yeah. So that's the parts that we have fit. That is their condition in terms of the reliability. And yeah, we are designing a new engine for next season. So that is all you need to know about the car, and I don't think there's anything else. Somebody just queried about the pit crew, I think, in their last comments, and the pit crew here, I have, according to the grid, the graph here, we have the best pit crew on the, oh well, the third best, excuse me, the third best pit crew on the grid, which, well, we're very, very happy with. We also have the maximum number of spare pit crew to swap in and out should we need to do so. And I've left the pit crew, of course, to be auto-managed by the race mechanics. So I don't want to have to worry about this particular headache, which is why I've done that. So there you go, that is the pre-race preamble pretty much sorted. And all it is left for us to do is to dive into the race weekend. Now, it's going to be heavy rain in the practice session, which is not going to be very good for us when it comes to maxing out performance of tyres. It's a medium tyre wear circuit. There's a few laps, but it's a shorter lap than we've seen in the past couple of races, but we have got the soft, medium and hard compounds. I'm expecting to be able to do again 3 sets of soft tyre stints. So we shall set our car up accordingly with the usual 852 setup, and that will be that. So it's Beijing, it's track B. The third round of the championship will probably be simulating the qualifying, and we will be, of course, racing the race. But as per usual, I will take care of the practice, and I will see you in qualifying. Alright, so qualifying practice is done, and it was a dry/damp session, so we didn't really get any great running on any dry tyres here. Well, not the dry tyres that we needed. I will divulge all very shortly. Qualifying is looking to be a dry affair. Okay, so for qualifying it's simple enough. Soft tyres and qualifying trim. That seems to work a charm, doesn't it? Indeed it does. The issue we've got is the tyres, the soft tyres on Surikov last 8 to 10 laps, and for Sundin I assume they're going to last 7 to 9, and it's a 26 lap race, 3 stints. We're not going to be able to do 3 sets of softs. Surikov can probably do soft, medium, soft. Sundin's going to have to do soft, medium, medium, more than likely. We did no medium tyre practice. It was just too wet, unfortunately. So we catered to the number 1 driver in terms of performance, and as much as Sundin is doing really well at the moment, based on last season's performance, Surikov is the better driver, and therefore we went up with the soft tyre option running, which gives us obviously the qualifying, it's a qualifying tyre to be on, and it's also the better tyre for the race for Surikov, the faster tyre, which he will be using for 2 stints hopefully. So it made sense to max out the soft tyre performance. But anyway, for qualifying it's soft tyres, it's for both cars. It's going to be simulated because we're not expecting any adverse weather conditions, so it's going to be a dry qualifying session. So we'll just go for the usual simulation. We have weight stripped, not as much as I thought we would do. Sundin's got more, Surikov has got more weight stripping, 90 performance gain, 75 for Sundin. If we take a look, we stripped the engine reliability right down to 80%, no lower than that really. 81, sorry, and 83, no lower than that because we may want to push the engine during the race, so we don't take it too low. Strip back on some reliability from the gearbox and from the front wing as well. So a nice little performance boost, and as we continue the next couple of races or so, we're going to get more and more performance out of our weight stripping as the reliability of our parts increases. So looking forward to see how that pans out in performance in comparison to the other cars. Right then, so here we go. Qualifying will be simulated. Let's see where we qualify. Can we break the top 10 with our new highly weight stripped engine? And of course, it's a new engine as well. Looking good so far, but I don't want to curse us. Oh, 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 look at that! Look at that! It's the third race of the season, and we've broke it. We've broke into the top 10. We've managed to displace one of the Gitanos, Surikov, qualifying within a second of pole position. Is that the first... In a dry, I'm talking about in a dry session, not those sessions where you get wet and dry conditions that we've qualified on pole before now, last season. But I'm talking about a completely bone dry session where there's been no issues, nothing silly going on. Is this the first time? Well, it's definitely the first time that we've broke the top 10. That's for sure. Is it the first time that we've got to within 1 second of pole position? I think that also might be the case. We are making inroads here. We are looking good. We are developing. We are pushing forward this season. It's only the third race of the season, and we're already showing a performance increase from the first race to this third race. That bodes well for this season. It bodes well for next season, which of course is a season that we were aiming to have that championship push. It's looking good. Surikov gets the top 10. He displaces De Wolf, who's in 11th, and Sundin in 12th, which is also a good effort on her part. Yeah, not a bad effort, and we get our sponsorship objective. Very happy with that. Very happy indeed. But that happiness will be turned to sadness, I imagine, in this race, because it's going to be a tyre wear nightmare, I feel. But we'll do our best. Right, so let's have a look at the grid. It's lockout once again for the top 2 teams. Becker, Espinoza... Oh, it's Espinoza. Balcazar and Fisher. It's the Steinman and Scuderia Rossini lockout. Chapman in 5th with Sylvander in 6th. We've got De Graaf, who's doing really, really well for Gitano at the moment. He's in 7th. Veracruz, Lippanen 8th and 9th respectively. And there he is, look. Surikov, Phoenix Knights. He's eked into the top 10 in a dry qualifying session. That is an absolute marvel of a sight to see. Wolf is in 11th with Sundin in 12th, and a full 3/10 clear of the rest. Go Phoenix Knights! It's a short lap, 1 minute and 5 seconds for qualifying, so it's a short lap, but there's 26 of the buggers. Okay, so this is where things get a bit interesting. First of all, let's just check the weather conditions. It's going to be dry. Okay, no surprises there really. Soft tyres and race trim is the only thing we can do. Although medium tyres wear more slowly, could be feasible for Sundin, because she's going to be using 2 medium tyre stints. Considering she's only going to be on the soft tyres for 1 stint, is it worth? Nah, I think it's going to have to be soft tyres and race trim. Right, this is where we're going to have to get our thinking caps on here. Okay, so we'll start with Sundin, mainly because she is the one that's going to struggle to get the most out of her tyres. So this is going to be interesting. 7 to 9, which makes me wonder she can probably only do 6. Which means that she's going to have to do 2 10-lap stints. Oh, she's probably going to have to use the hard tyres even. Nah, do you know what? Scratch that. I definitely think now, looking at that we're going to have to use that. I think we're going to have to use that. And what I'm going to do is, rather than going for the soft tyre stint first, I'm going to go for the medium tyre stint first and just try and see how long we can go and use it as a yardstick to tweak our strategy for the rest of the race. So we're just going to fuel her long, fuel her max, try and go for 10 laps if we can, and then we'll adjust our strategy based on our race position and based on what we're seeing in terms of the degradation of the tyre. Because it's just a little bit of an unknown at the moment. So we'll just keep it. It's going to be a very slow first stint for Sundin, which is unfortunate, but hopefully she's in good form. She might be able to eke out some performance of this car. Meanwhile, for Surikov, if we split this up into 9, 9 and 9, 9 lap stints, he should be able to get perhaps 9 laps out of the mediums, but maybe not out of the softs. So we're going to go for a medium lap stint with Surikov to start with, and we're going to go for 9 laps. See if we can get 9 laps out of it, and then we will give him 2 soft stints to finish. This is an awkward situation. It's just such an awkward race. Like, it was like 24 laps. It'd make it so much easier. Right, okay. So Sundin is going long on mediums, and then we're going to assess. Surikov is going 9 laps, and then we're going to try and see if we can get 2 soft stints after that. It's touch and go though. At least for the start, we're going to push as hard as we can. 10th or above. We've qualified well, but the race is going to be a different kettle of fish, I feel. Right. Here we go. The lights are going on now. 3 lights, 4 lights, and it's 5 lights, and it is go! And for a change, both our drivers getting off to a good start, which is definitely most welcome, considering it's going to be a tough one. All of the front runners, as you can see, on the softer tyres here, so we are going to struggle in comparison to those guys, but it's a needs-must type situation. We really do need to stretch out this first stint to ease the pressure on the tyres for the second and third stints, and we can better judge what we need to do. Surikov is in 8th, Sundin is in 9th. We got off to a pretty decent start. End of lap 1, both drivers making headway, and here goes Surikov up the inside of De Graaf, and he's loving it. Right, what we can't afford to do though, I know the temperature isn't massively high, but we can't afford really to be putting too much undue pressure on the tyres. It is a harder compound, so we can push them to keep the heat in, but we don't want to push them to degrade them either, so just keeping an eye on Sundin's tyre degradation with her, of course, slower tyre wear for the medium tyre bonus, and how it compares with Surikov's. But we are in 7th and 9th, and we are not looking too out of place on the slower tyre here, as Surikov and Sundin are side by side here. This is eye-watering stuff, and Sean Brian Potter is cringing as both his drivers get so close to each other on the track. It is nip and tuck as we battle with the Panther racing cars, no less. It is eye-wateringly close, but Surikov is mixing it up on the slower tyre, of course, with his engine mode turned down. His tyres are turned down. Just going to put some heat into them now, and we're just going to back off slightly for a lap, get our bearings here. 7th and 10th. Where's Kitano? De Graaf is in 6th position. De Wolf is in 13th. We need De Graaf to go take a running jump somewhere, don't we? Right, Surikov. As we come round to the home straight, we will reassess the situation and see what we want to do with both drivers in terms of... Right, okay. So 5 laps down. This is exciting stuff here. I really enjoyed this race so far. It's a shorter lap and there's lots happening. Sundin and Surikov are in pretty good form, which is why we're doing so well, I think. But anyway, right, we're going to look at Surikov here, and he's got 58% tyre wear left. And we're saying that he was coming in on lap after 9 laps. So he's got, what's that? 5, 6, 7 and 8, so he's got 4 more laps to do, and he's got 5 laps of fuel, so I think we can actually afford to push him on push. Will 4 laps last the tyre? That's the question. Turn him down to neutral, I think, to be safe. She's going to do an extra lap So she's got an extra lap of fuel, so she's actually got enough to go to lap 10. She's got to do 5 laps, so we'll give her a push as well for now, but we're going to turn her tyres down also, because they're going to do an extra lap. So I think all in all, that should stand us in good stead. Neutral with the tyres, but pushing the engine. And just keep an eye, of course, on the park condition, as 6th place De Graaf is in Surikov's sights. We need to score more points than Kitano for 5th place in the constructors, so we need to get our skates on here. So we cross the line. Okay, now we're getting towards 4 laps of fuel actually. 4 laps, so 6, 7, 8 and 9. Yeah, we need to do 4 laps, right. So turning down now the engines for 4 laps of cruising. Just think, this is this potentially could be our slowest stint, especially with Surikov. This is our slowest stint. We're doing the most laps, with 9 laps, potentially. And he's doing it on the slower tyre. You're expecting him to come in and use the soft compound at least once. Sundin is being harassed, as you can see in the distance, by Lippen, and she's holding him off for now, doing a damn good job at it. Just keep on keeping on, Sundin. Just keep on keeping on. That's all we can ask you to do. Just keep on going. Keep on trucking. Going to give her a little bit of engine boost to keep him behind. Right, so he has to do 2 more laps now, Surikov. 2 more. Oh, he's getting past. I don't think he's going to be able to do 2 more, to be quite honest with you. I think his tyres are going to go after this lap. This is tough. This is tough. Even the medium tyres aren't lasting enough laps. It's nip and tuck. It is nip and tuck here with the tyres. It is absolutely... A lot of people are using the hard compound, and I can see why. We're trying to eke out medium stints here, and it's really... really difficult. Her tyre temperatures are struggling, but she's still keeping Lippinen behind her. So do we want to come in this lap? Yes, we do with Surikov. We're going to bring him in. I think we'll go... 8 laps is 16. That would leave us a 10-lap stint. Right, we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it here. We're going to short fuel. We can only do a maximum of 7 laps on those tyres. So we're going to go and see if we can absolutely sprint with a very fast middle stint for Surikov. I think that's going to be what we're going to try here. Taking a little bit of a risk, going soft tyre. Going to do a short 8 lap stint, 7 or 8 laps, and then we'll probably have to do a long final stint. So look at Sundin here. So that's for him. So he's got plenty of fuel. So go for it now. Go for it. Put your foot down. Right, Sundin. Sundin is here. She's still holding off Lippinen very, very well. She's only going to do 1 more lap after this. So she can now put the hammer down. Put the pedal to the metal. Get a little bit of heat into her tyres for this final lap. And off she goes. She's now got 1 lap to do. As quick as she can. Right. We're going to give him high neutral. And see how that gets him. So just a bit of pace. He's got too much fuel. Too much fuel. So we're going to go a couple of laps of overtake. We can't do it too much because of the condition of the car. Sundin is coming round to her pit stop. Don't miss the stop. She's going to go medium again. And she's going to fuel up. And she's going to do another 9 laps. She can even afford to do 8 if she needs to. So that'll do. That'll do. Medium tyres. And she's pushing. Let's push now even further. Form 8.2. Looking good. In she comes. Don't know where she's going to shake up here. She's coming in for her pit stop. Tyres are going on. Another set of mediums. The fueling is done and out she pops. Surikov, here he comes. He's into 10th position. Sundin is in 13th. So let's have a look at what we're going to do with Sundin. So Sundin is going to go high and neutral for now. Surikov is still overtake mode. And we'll just maintain the neutral tyres. We can't really push with the tyres too much because they're barely going to last. They're barely going to last, and they have to get to at least lap 16. So he's got 6 more laps to do on these buggers, and I don't know if he's going to make it, but we're going to try. So it's just a case of giving him maximum engine and hoping for the best. "16 laps to go." As Surikov is up into 8th position, and there is still another car ahead of him to pit. Gonzalez still has to pit, so he could be up into 7th position when all is said and done. This, of course, is his fastest stint. Look at that, there's a train of cars ahead. There's a train of cars right in front of us. And he can catch that train. Come on, Surikov. Come on, Surikov. Put your foot down. There we go. He's up to 7th position as Gonzalez is in the pits. And now everybody else ahead of us has pitted. This is bona fide track position. 7th place. Still behind De Graaf. But on a faster tyre. And no doubt with a higher engine mode. He is stalking him. There ahead of De Graaf is Espinosa. And look at that. Veracruz in 4th position in the Windsor. Having a stormer of a race. It's all about Surikov. He has been given license to burn fuel. License to turn the engine mode up. And he is doing just that. But we are now coming very close to roughly where we need to be, which is lap 17, lap 16 at the very, very earliest, if possible. We're catching. We're catching here. We're catching the 2 cars ahead of us. Right, let's have a look at how many laps we got to do. 3 laps, I think. Yep, 3 laps. He's on the back now. Look at that. We're catching. We're catching here. Surikov, De Graaf, Espinosa and Veracruz. This was the intention, to give Surikov a very fast middle stint, but he needs to get past. He needs to get past here, and we're going to give him a little boost of engine mode, a little boost of tyre mode, just for a short while, just to see if he can get past. But he's putting his car so wide here, but it's not wide enough, because there he goes. There goes Surikov. He's passed. Oh, and Veracruz has got a problem. He's into the pits. Right. Sundin. She's in 9th position. She's pushing. She's got plenty of tyre life. We're going to actually put her on push for the tyres now. Still plenty of condition for the car. Right, we need Surikov to do 1 more lap after this one. Just 1 more. It's gonna be so close. Is it worth the risk? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It'd be 11 laps. It'd be 11 laps if we bring him in now. We're gonna have to let him do 1 more lap. We have to let him do one more lap on red tyres, but it's only a short lap. It's and then he's going to eke out a medium stint. 10 laps on mediums with a bit of conserve should be okay. I'm going to fill up the fuel. Got no choice on that one. 10 laps of fuel. Park condition is fine. Strategy is fine. Right, here it goes. Might as well push now. Okay, so here's Sundin. Got to give her some overtake mode for a little while. She's coming very close to her stop. If we can get another couple of laps out of her here, she should be well and truly good to go. It's just the engine we've got to be careful of. 45%, 48%. Oh, she's passed. She has passed. And she is continuing to go, but she's not lapping the blue flag man very quickly. Come on. So we're giving her hammer and tongs. Look at her go. She is absolutely doing what she needs to do here. Right, she can go for one more lap. She can do one more lap, or she can come in now. I mean, is it worth? We're running out of... You know what? Bring her in now. There's no reason to risk it. She's got plenty of... She's got plenty of play here. How many laps are after this? 8 laps. Yeah, we can't do a soft stint. She's going to do three medium stints, and it's going to be quite comfortable for her, really. It's going to be quite comfortable indeed. She's in the pits. Here comes Surikov. He's got excess fuel, which is why we're pushing the engine still. It's just the tyre that's the problem. And Sundin! Oh my god! Look at this! Look at this! It is so close! I don't even know who's in what position. I don't know who's left to pit. It is just a mishmash. A mishmash of cars. So close. And Surikov almost got passed by Sundin, who's having a stormer of a race again. And look at this. We're battling Will Sylvander here of the Panther. There's several people still left to pit. All is not said and done here. Has she got enough fuel to finish the race? That's the question. Has she got enough fuel to finish the race? I think so. (20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 7 laps. She'll do 7 laps at the end of this lap. Yeah, she should have enough. She should just about have enough. But she can't push. Yeah, she's just got enough. And even though she's not pushing, she's still giving old Surikov a hard time. Right, her tyre temperatures are just nice now. So 8th position has yet to pit. D'Oster. So does Schmidt. De Graaf has pulled away, unfortunately. He's a very tough racer. But it's just the cars behind us that we're going to have to be concerned with. Schmidt is pitting and also fixing parts. As we come around now, 8th, 7th and 8th position. And we really can't see ourselves catching any cars in front of us. It's all about keeping the cars behind us. Exactly that, behind us. Which is going to be tough work. Sunday's engine is a little bit worse for wear. She can't really turn her engine up too much now from this point going forward. But she has got Lipponen and Chapman coming right up on her rear. I'm going to turn Sirikov down for the time being, and look at that engine. 20%. 20%. Don't do this to me, please. Do not do this to me. We're giving her the push. We're giving her the push for the car. We're saying push the car, push the tyres as hard as you can, but you can't turn the engine up. It's unlikely she's going to keep this position. We're going to have to give Sirikov some engine because they're coming up onto the back of him next. I think we're going to have to give him some heat into the tyres also. But the tyre situation is looking pretty bad. There's still a whole 4 laps to go after this. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Although there's a few cars ahead of us that have got worse tyres than us, so I don't know. I do not know. 20% with the engine. Oh, this is going to be such an arduous finish to this race. She's going to have to turn the engine down and conserve very shortly. Can she afford to do it? They can't find a way past at the moment. 34% is the tyres. Why am I still pushing him with the tyres? There's 3 laps to go. 32% with the tyres. Chapman and Lipponen's tyres are in better condition. Oh, this is going to be an endurance. This has been a race of attrition. Lipponen has retired. Lipponen has retired. We've got 2 cars coming into the pits. They can't make the tyres last till the end of the race. We're going to nurse this car home as best we can. We're going to give him full beans here on the engine to compensate for the lack of tyre grip. 5%! We're going to have to put it to conserve. We're going to have to put her into low engine mode. 5%! No! Come on, Sundin! Come on, Sundin! Just turn everything down! Just turn everything down! Sirikov has got to nurse these broken tyres for just 1 more lap. He's got plenty of a gap. He just has to bring his car home. I'm not concerned about Sirikov. He's going to make it. I'm concerned about Sundin. Her engine is close to going bang. Just the last few corners. Even if he passes you, it doesn't matter. Just bring the car in. Just keep it cruising. Keep it coasting in the higher gears. Just make sure that you bring this thing back in one piece as Sirikov is about to round the corner and finish in 5th, and Sundin has brought it home in 6th. Holy smokes! She had nothing left. She had nothing left. Oh my god, I'm sweating here. I am absolutely sweating. What a race. What a race. It was highly enjoyable. Balcazar in the Scuderia Rossini gets first. Becker second in the Steinman. And look at that. We have a good race getting 5th and 6th. And who spoils the party? De Graaf. A Catano on the podium. That is exactly what we did not want to see. But we've got to raise our hands, raise a glass if we had one, and give him his dues. A damn good race from De Graaf. Fischer in the Steinman 4th. And then the old Phoenix Racing Team. Here they are, Phoenix Knights, 5th and 6th. A medium, soft, medium for Sirikov. A medium, medium, medium for Sundin. Some cars 3-stopping due to the excruciating tyre wear situation and the endurance of this race, a long race. But we managed to eke it out. Sunday managed to get the car around with an engine that was about to blow. Unbelievable stuff. We beat Harry Chapman in the Panther. That's how well we did. Espinosa in the Scuderia Rossini. We beat him. We beat both Panthers. And Schmidt there, 10th in the Van Dort Racing. Whew, what a race. Really enjoyable. Okay, so again, every race so far, we've shown progress. From the first race to the second, we did better. From the second race to the third, we've done better. And this is a race, well, I think we were helped a little bit by the situation. But then were we helped? You know, did it hinder us or help us more than the others? The fact that it was a really hard endurance race. I don't know. But what I do know is we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue our best. We are working round the clock in the factory to get this car as good as it can be. We're doing all we can to give these two drivers the best package that we can possibly give them to really perform as well as they can. And they're doing very well. They finished so close together that race, both driving their hearts out. Damn good effort. And constructors then. Look at that. 25 points. Look at that. Just drink it in. Just drink it in for the moment, because I don't know how long this is going to last or whether or not it is going to last, but just drink this in. We are currently ahead of Windsor Racing. We are in 5th position in the constructors, and we are only 7 points behind Kitano. We were 10, so we've closed that gap slightly, despite the fact that he got a podium. Could we, dare I say it, could we finish 4th in the constructors? No, that would be just ridiculous, surely. But a wry smile creeps onto old Potter's lips as he may start to believe it's possible. Good fashion sense? Have you watched Phoenix Nights? Oh, man alive, what a race. Right, righty-ho, righty-ho. There we have it. I hope you enjoyed it, because I certainly did. Let's have a look at the form. 7.6 from Sundin. Sirikov a 6.5. I wonder if this is like a self... I wonder if this is a self-form rating. You know, if they score themselves, you know, he's just scoring himself 6.5, 5.5, 5.3, kind of being blasé. Yeah, I finished 5th, but I only give myself a 6.5 because I know that, you know, if I'll just make it work a little bit harder, I might be able just to get a podium. But I just don't want to peak too soon, so I'm just easing myself into the championship. Because if he's driving at a 6.5 there and a 5.5 the race before and getting 8th and 5th, when he races close to a 10, God help the rest of the field, is all I can say. Sundin at a 7.6, she's driving pretty well this season. So, yeah. And we got a double bonus, qualifying and the race, for our sponsorship. So only losing 1.3 million. Very handy indeed. Righty. So for the next race, it's over to Europe. We are in Tondela, we are in Portugal, and it's going to be a race of rain. And that can only mean a potential opportunity may arise for a haphazard qualifying, for a haphazard race. Could we get a podium? This is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a tough one because it is a high tyre wear circuit. We only have the soft, medium and hard compounds, which is actually the hardest compounds we can have. The hardest 3, I suppose. But it's 20 laps and it's a reasonable sized lap. So I'm thinking that we're not going to really be able to use the soft tyres during the race with any great efficiency. I'm thinking it's going to be medium stints for this race, judging by my sort of reckoning, but we'll encounter that and sort that out in the next session. But to finish this one, oh no, we haven't got them yet. We have got 3 sponsor slots to fill, which we will do. And Tondela is gearbox, front wing and engine. Well, our engine is pretty much maxed out reliability wise, so we are focusing on the gearbox and the front wing for the reliability for the next race. So join me then to see if we can exploit the weather in Portugal. See you soon.